Hey everybody, sirjeppy, and today we're going to be diving into the deep and interesting lore for our favorite rushing operator here at Rainbow Six Siege, Ash. So by the looks of this script that I wrote out, I think that this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, so no intros or anything, let's just dive right into it. So Ash's real name is Eliza Cohen. Ash's birthday is December 24th, 1983, and she was born in Jerusalem, Israel. Eliza was born into a Hebrew household where her mother was a renowned Jewish political activist and professor, while her father is a professor of Middle Eastern studies. If you ever watched Ash's operator video, you'll hear her quoting, "When I was little, my savta taught me that silence was a woman's best garment, but I have to admit I never really took her advice to heart." While reading up on a lot of the lore for Ash, I came across a bunch of pieces that led me to believe that Eliza never really liked her savta, or grandma. Eliza wanted to break out of her savta's vision of what she wanted her granddaughter to be. So you'll see later on that Ash's savta is one of the main reasons why she has a really hard time expressing her emotions and opening up to people. And we'll see that she is actually one of the main reasons and the main driving forces that keeps Ash going during her difficult times. Oh yeah, and one more thing I wanted to say before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video is I'm running a giveaway over on my Instagram. It is a $60 gift card to any gaming platform of your choice, and all you have to do is you have to go over to my Instagram and you have to screenshot that picture of me with like all the money and my Infinity Gauntlet and all that. That's like the giveaway picture. You have to screenshot that and then either post it to your feed or your story, and make sure to tag me so I can keep track of it all. And then all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube. I'm giving you guys a chance to hit this up really quick. I'm doing the drawing at midnight on New Year's Eve, so really there's not much time to get that done. But if you guys see this video early on in its life cycle and it's not New Year's Day yet, make sure to hit up this giveaway to give yourself a chance to win a $60 gift card and get a game of your choice. Eliza was very smart. During schooling, she excelled in mathematics and physics. She earned a degree in structural engineering at Tel Aviv University and even spent a few semesters at the Boston University. Eliza Cohen enlisted into the Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, and completing a grueling 22-month training academy for the elite Air Force unit, the Shaldag. Man, I really hope I pronounced that right. Now, I want to say this moving forward with the video. The battles and events that Ubisoft got the inspiration to add into the lore of Ash are real-world conflicts. So I'm going to play along with the story as we talk about these battles and operations. I'll act like Ash was in the middle of all of it too, as I feel like this will add some immersion into the video. So the first notable conflict Eliza took part in was the Second Lebanon War. The Second Lebanon War started on July 12, 2006 between the Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon and Israel. This was due to Hezbollah fighters launching rockets into Israeli border towns and ambushing 2 armored Humvees, killing 3 Israeli soldiers. Hezbollah captured 2 soldiers and brought them to Lebanon in hopes of exchange for Lebanese criminals that are actually held in Israeli prisons. The Israeli government refused to trade prisoners and ordered a rescue attempt to free the Israeli soldiers, which failed, leading to 5 more soldiers being killed. After conflict erupted, the IDF were deployed by Israeli government in a ground invasion of South Lebanon. Ash was already prestige warrior at this time, utilizing her years of training and aggressive tactics. After a swift victory, the conflict ended a few months later on September 8, 2006. Ash also took place in Operation Orchard, which launched on September 6, 2007. This was an attack on a suspected military nuclear reactor on Syrian soil. Along with other squadrons, Ash and her Israeli Air Force comrades took to the skies to take the target out. Utilizing the latest anti-electronic gadgets, Ash was able to sneak into the Syrian airspace undetected. They used electronic warfare to take over Syrian air defenses and feed them a clear, false sky picture. The nuclear reactor was absolutely obliterated. The retaliation of the Syrian government was actually very minimal. The Syrian government placed long-range missiles armed with chemical warheads on high alert after the attack, but ultimately did not retaliate due to the fear of Israeli nuclear counterstrike. So obviously no one wanted to get nuked here. After this operation, Eliza joined the FBI SWAT in America to further her diversification in her military career. So there are many battles and operations Ash took place in, and I'll be honest, that video will be like 25-30 minutes long if I went in depth with every single battle, so let's just skip all that part and move right into when she joined Team Rainbow. So sometime after Team Orchard, the famous Dr. Harvisha Pandey, or Harry, which we're all familiar with, director of Team Rainbow, sought out Eliza for recruitment into the Rainbow operators. After many sessions between Harry and Eliza, Harry felt uneasy with Eliza, due to her asking so many probing questions. It almost felt like Harry was being the one overanalyzed, not Eliza. Harry notes that Eliza has a deep resentment for her grandmother, even to this day. Eventually, Eliza agreed to join Team Rainbow and acquired the operator tag we all love, Ash. On operations, Ash is amazing. She thinks fast, and her aggressive style almost always puts her head in advantage. During debriefs though, Harry has noticed a different type of Ash. The compounding stress of combat causes her to really dwell on her mistakes. Every little thing she self-evaluates and buries it deep down, and if something goes wrong on the team, she usually makes it her fault, and it really weighs on her. So Harry notices that Ash really struggles with situations she can't prepare for, and no one can really prepare for everything. And yet here she is, allowing the stress of the unknown to eat at her. Ash was far more interested in high risk, high reward tactics like an Ash rush into the objective with 4 seconds into the round, running at Mach 5 with her R4C, gunning every defender down. Sounds kind of like that, right? Ash is perfectly content with throwing her body out there in an attempt to be as aggressive as humanly possible with an unclear level of how much personal risk is acceptable. Ash is actually not very social, keeping to herself most of the time. Not really looking for friendships, Ash disclosed to Harry that Dominic, or we know him as Bandit, and James, which goes by Smoke, tell her that she is way too serious and very intense. Ash only cares if other people have respect for her or not really friendships. But there is one person that Ash gets along very well with, and that's Miles Campbell, or better known as Castle. Castle's warm personality lets Ash feel as if she can step out of her comfort zone and not have to worry about her self-consciousness or being judged. As usual, Elena Alvarez, or Mira, likes to examine her fellow members of Team Rainbow's gadgets for effectiveness and reliability. During the examination of Ash's M120 CRM breaching device, Mira notes how Ash was uneasy with Mira the entire time and pacing around her. Mira admires how Ash designed the breaching rounds to integrate a titanium drill that penetrates the selected surface and buries itself deep into the structure to release a more devastating explosion. But Mira isn't too keen on Ash's sheer aggressiveness when it comes to operations, calling her Miss Kick in the Door. Perhaps Ash's most influential operation for Team Rainbow was Operation Outbreak. Ash was tasked with coordinating strategies by Harry for this truly bizarre phenomenon that was plaguing Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. This foreign disease seems to make its victims deathly ill, and during its later stages of infection, turns the victims to an uncontrollable creature with the sole desire of killing living things. It is discovered that a meteorite is the cause of the virus. Ash coordinated and led 3 key missions. The missions were to blow up a nursery for the infected, another one was rescuing a doctor that had vital information about patient 0, and then the other was rooting out the cause of the infection. So Doc really encouraged Ash to allow a mission to commence that will rescue a Dr. Ellen McIntosh. Now the reason why this is so important is because Dr. McIntosh believes she knows the location of patient 0's blood samples and a possible cure. This is the kind of storyline that took place in Operation Outbreak, and you basically follow around the desire to get the cure. So they successfully rescued the doctor and received the important blood samples of patient 0. So other than that, that kind of ends the Operation Outbreak lore of this video, because I actually wasn't able to find very much more after that. Well, that's all I got for you guys in today's video. I hope you really enjoyed this deeper look into Ash's backstory and the notable events that took place in it. I had a blast looking all this up and exposing myself to the lore. If you guys could leave a like and a comment, that would be amazing, because I took a long time to make this video. Just the research and writing the script alone took over 3 hours. So if you found this video interesting, consider subscribing. Also follow me over on my Instagram at sirjeppy, and hit me up on stream one day on my Twitch sirjeppy. Let me know if you want to see more lore videos like this, and drop suggestions in the comments of what other operators I should consider doing a lore video on. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this, and with all that being said, Jeppy out. But yeah, here we are with Ash and the stress of the known. Harry knows. Along with other squadrons, Ash and her other Israeli Air Force comrades took to the skies to take a target. Oh my god. Eliza was born into a Hebrew household where her mother was renowned. Eliza was born into a Hebrew. Eliza was born into a Hebrew household where her mother was renowned. Oh my God.
Protected.
I
One
literally,
friendly
I
remaining.
shouldn't even been there, dude. I shouldn't even been
Op 4, last operator
This guy's a
standing.
fucking legend.
Oh
This
my
guy's
God!
on!
Oh my God! No way!
Let's go!
No way! Oh my
there. Thank God, dude.